everyone, this is Faiz and welcome to my channel. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, then you know I test and review electric vehicles on my channel, and for the longest time, I have been wanting to test and review the Ioniq 5 by Hyundai as it's one of the hottest electric cars in the market. The one that you see right here is the SEL trim level with this nice matte shooting star exterior color and black interior. Also, it's an all-wheel drive with a dual electric motor, so it comes down to around $53,000. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Jim Ellis Hyundai of Atlanta for letting me test and review this car. If you have any questions or you're interested in purchasing this car and you live in the Atlanta area, be sure to reach out to Jim Ellis Hyundai Atlanta. So now let's get started with the review. The first thing I want to talk about is the design. The Ioniq 5 is one of the coolest looking cars I've ever seen. Depending on how you look at it, the Ioniq 5 resembles either a squat SUV or a slightly inflated hatchback. Now, regardless, it doesn't come off as particularly large. In fact, it looks even nicer in person with this cyberpunk design with bold origami-like creases piercing its sides and these really cool pixelated headlights and taillights that are comprised with little squares. And these little squares are made up of parametric pixels that represents the visual identity of the Ioniq 5. These small cubic light clusters also appear inside of the charging door, illuminating the charging amount and status indication. Even the signal lights on the side mirrors have this pixel look going on, which is designed to look both futuristic and retro at the same time, and I absolutely dig it. Even these 19-inch alloy wheels look very unique and cool. This compact SUV literally feels like it rolled straight out of some futuristic sci-fi movie. I absolutely love the way it looks. So it looks really cool from the outside, but let's take a look at the inside now. When you step inside this beautiful SUV, the first thing you'll notice is how minimal, clean, and spacious it feels. The Ioniq 5's interior boasts a tech-savvy space with a digitalized dashboard and a heavy dose of eco-friendly materials. Thanks to some brilliant design choices and the beauty of compact electric powertrains, the Ioniq 5 has a flat floor, ample room in the driver and passenger footwells, and a huge open space in the front of the center console to keep your bag or your purse. And I could totally see myself placing my laptop when I head off to work on a daily basis. It's a really nice space that can be well utilized. The bright materials added to the sense of volume. Now, to get a sense of just how much room there is for passengers to stretch out in the Ioniq 5, consider that its wheelbase is longer than that of Hyundai's much larger 3-row Palisade SUV. Now that is impressive. Now, if you get the high-end limited model, you get a sliding center console that lets you choose if you want more room for the rear passengers or up front. Now, the cabin's sleek design and comfy seats make it just super pleasant to spend time in. The rear seats recline and slide, and if you get the limited option, the front seats actually recline fully and can be optioned with a calf rest. Now, one thing I was quite bummed about was the fact that there's no sunroof option in this $50,000 plus SEL trim, which I feel like should be a standard when you're paying this much. The gear shifter is also pretty neat, which allows you to electronically shift and has push button controls. Hyundai, like Tesla, went for a minimal look with the interior, but I like how Hyundai has done it because they actually included buttons for the climate controls and radio rather than cramming every important function into a giant iPad-like touchscreen. Also, what I really like is that this car has ambient lighting, which livens up the entire cabin when you drive at night, and there's tons of colors to choose from. Next, let's go over infotainment and connectivity. Hyundai says that the Ioniq sub-brand emphasizes connected living, and the Ioniq 5 has a ton of great innovative infotainment and connectivity features. A 12-inch touchscreen shares a panel on the dash with a 12-inch digital gauge cluster, but the former acts as a hub for all things entertainment. This includes advanced voice recognition software as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But what I get really excited about is the technology and safety features inside the Ioniq 5. This model comes standard with Highway Driving Assist 2, which when actively engaged with Smart Cruise Control or Lane Following Assist, automatically helps you keep centered in your lane and travel at a safe distance behind the car ahead. It also can keep you driving at right speeds automatically, setting your pace based on GPS and highway data. Now, you also get great safety features like Lane Keeping Assist, Blind Spot Collision Avoidance Assist, Forward Collision Avoidance Assist, and Drive Attention Warnings. These are all great safety features that definitely enhance the overall driving experience. Now, before we go over things like range and cargo space, let's go perhaps the most important thing, the driving experience. So let me just straight up say this. The Ioniq 5 is really fun to drive. This compact SUV has an electric-only powertrain that's available in multiple options. The standard range battery paired with a single rear-mounted electric motor generates 168 horsepower. With the long-range battery, the rear drive configuration generates 225 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque, which Hyundai says will propel the Ioniq 5 to 60 miles per hour in just 7.4 seconds. However, it gets even better when you take a look at this all-wheel drive version, which is even more powerful with 320 horsepower and a substantial 446 pound-feet of torque, and it's much quicker as well. It literally catapulted to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds and demonstrated its smoothness on a variety of road surfaces. And its wide tires, combined with a low center of gravity, made it feel athletic going side to side. I only wish that its steering provided more feedback and the suspension was a smidge firmer. Now, with it giving such an amazing ride, you might wonder its range, and I'm happy to say that this all-wheel drive Ioniq 5 gives 266 miles of range with its dual motors. Now, when it comes to charging, Hyundai says the larger battery can be replenished from 10 to 80% in around 18 minutes when plugged into a DC fast charger. They also said that it can add 68 miles in just about 5 minutes. Now let's go over cargo space. Behind the rear seats of the Ioniq 5, you get 27.2 cubic feet of cargo space. When you put the seats down, you get up to 59.3 cubic feet. Also, there's a tiny frunk offering about a cubic feet of space, and when you compare the frunk to, let's say, a Tesla Model Y, it's quite small. In conclusion, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 brings a lot more to the party than just good looks. In my opinion, this compact SUV is the perfect package as it offers living room comfort, loads of great technology, and experimental features you won't find anywhere else. So this basically sums up my review. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or thoughts regarding the Ioniq 5, comment below and let me know. Also, I will be comparing this Ioniq 5 to the Tesla Model Y, so be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.